Good evening, welcome into Off the Line Racing. We're here for round 3 here in Singapore for Division 1. I'm by myself tonight, normal guy Corey, work duty calls, so you've just got my lovely voice to listen to today. But currently got 15 to start with, a couple of late joiners should be coming in the next couple of minutes. So we'll just wait for one of these guys to get going and see who's going to be first. It looks like a McLaren. I can't see further down. No, it's going to be a kick. So we'll find them. And get everything set up on the screen. So then I can get rid of that for you. So yeah, we'll find the kick. It's Ashton the Brit, our first man to the track this evening. Just bear with me, guys. It's my first time doing the stream for a while, so I'm just going to check that all the audio and everything is fine as I'm speaking. So you may hear a couple of little moments where I go quiet, listening to the stream, because of obviously the delay. Oh no, don't need long. I can hear that already. That's fine. Happy days. Try to make sure that the game sound wasn't too loud and overpowering the voice, as that's a common thing. So that's all good. Oh, we've got a nice dry qualifying to start with here under the lights. Ashton just coming around to sector 3 on his outlap. A couple of guys behind. Let's have a look. We've got Williams behind. Probably going to be Dr. Steele or... yeah, Dr. Steele. But we'll go back on board with Ashton, as he's going to be our first man to take us round on a hot lap this evening, as he makes his run down to the final corner now. You should see that red light on the back has stopped flashing, so the power is down the first DRS zone. Into turn 1, we'll go on board. Looks to be okay around turn 3. That one can be easy to run deep into that corner. And then you want to maximise your speed through here for the run down on the next DRS. There's a slight kink. This is another difficult braking zone. Looks to be done nicely from Ashton though. Keeping it tight on the apexes through this section. To go back off board. Maximise the apex there. That was almost looked like he was gonna be an exceeding, but he definitely maximised that apex. And then this is the third and final. No, there's 4 DRS isn't there now? So this is the final DRS straight now of the 4 that we have into the tight chicane. And then it's just all foot down now round the final corner. Try and open it up as much as you can to carry as much speed. And the first lap time is going to be a 1:28.1, quickly followed with a 1:27.9 from Dr. Steele. We'll go further back. We've got an Aston Martin. Let's have a look at Ollie. It's a debut race for Ollie this evening, reserve, and he goes on with 1:28.7. Currently puts in P6 as the rest of the times come in. His teammate shortly behind him there with 1:29.0. We're on Mercedes now. It's going to be PW making his way round, putting his time down to 1:28.6. With Ferrari, Bobo just starting his lap. And then the kick on his way in, so I believe it will be Huff and Doback next. And he goes on with 1:37, so he's had a little moment somewhere on his lap. And these who are in. So it's going to be Adam. He's just started. So I've got Adam and Bobo on a lap at the moment. We'll go back to Bobo, who's just come into sector 2. Leon, bear with me, guys. I just need to jam somebody an invite. This guy doesn't ever show online. He'll be down here. There he is. Bobo's lost his wing in that, while we were quickly there, in that, getting Leon his invite. Don't believe there's anyone else. Sorry, Leon, I obviously, we're doing the stream. I'm flicking through everything. I've been in my phone pinging. But we got you here now in time. It's glitched. You need another one. Ping me again if you need another one. Hopefully Leon's gonna be joining us. There he is. So 4 drivers currently without a time. We've got Adam, who's, don't know if he's on his in. Oh, looks, yeah, he's flashing, so he's on an in lap. Couple people getting straight back out for a second run on their out laps. We've got Swifty, sorry for the flicker. Yeah, it's going to be Swifty. We'll stay on board with him as he finishes his out lap. He's one of our guys that hasn't got a time down yet. Yeah, so we should have another late joiner coming soon. Lorenz returning for the first time this season, a rated driver from last season. Bit of traffic for Swifty there. Hopefully not much of an impede or anything. Didn't look to be anything sinister in it as he's coming down the second, the RS straight. I would class it as a second, even though the other one starts just before the line. I class that one as the first one of the lap proper one. So I'd say Singapore's probably one of the easiest of the street circuits to be able to exceed limits on, even though it looks so tight. There's quite a few corners where you can open up too much, similar to I'd say Jeddah. Not like Baku, where most corners the wall's like right there. See, this corner is one where which is easy, but Swifty's keeping it in there nicely at the moment. Gonna get this lap down as it stands. These final chicane, and then on that run down to the flat final corner, slight lift maybe sometimes on older tires, but usually you can take that flat. And he goes on the board into 10th with a 28.4. So it's just Leon, our new joiner, and Bobo without a time at the moment, but they're both on out laps, and everyone else is trying to improve. Myth currently holding the fastest by 3/10 with a 27.1, and then his teammate glitched, the man behind. Dr. Steele with a decent banker at the moment. Currently looks to be on an in lap, or I'd say so. His light was flashing there, wasn't it? So and Huff and Dobak will be looking to improve on that time. He's currently on a push lap, so we'll have give him a little bit more pressure if he's listening in, and we'll watch him finish that lap. As Leon retires, so looks like he might be in the wall there. He might have cut that coming across the bridge. It's easy to clip that wall if you turn slightly too early, the wall on the right hand side, and then as you turn in, yeah, looks to be that possibly where he's hit the wall there. But back with Huff, and he does improve to 28.4, so it doesn't improve him on position, but he's there with the times now, so he'd be happier with that at least, the 37 that he originally had. See if any of these McLarens are on a lap, because these are close to each other, so they're both flashing. Apologies for the flicking, you know, Xbox vibes. Can't just jump straight to somebody. Oh, Aston Martin there. Let's jump to the Jack. I think he's on an in lap as well. Bobo, our current only driver still in the session that hasn't got a time on the board yet. With coming up to 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying, so still got time to get himself one on the board before this qualifying session ends. And yeah, everybody seems to be like making them preparations for their final runs in the pits. We've got a Mercedes here that looks to be pushing now a Bosmos. We'll stay on board with him. See if he can improve on his 27.9 at the moment. Yeah, Leon, our current retiree, he was last week's winner, so starting from the back tonight. And then Glitch 10, who's currently in second, was second place last week, and then Myth in third. So the top two Red Bulls bringing the points in at the moment. So 2/10 to Myth currently between him and his teammate. We'll see if that time can be closed, or if Myth can even improve if he feels the need to on that, as they will most likely start making their way out in a minute. Ashton the Brit looks to be here on a push lap. There's no blinking light at the back of that car, so we'll see if he can improve on his 28.1 at the moment. Currently sat in P10. I think Adam just improved then to 6th place with a 27.8. And Ashton does improve, jumps himself up into P9 with a 28.012. I think that was Adam. But jumped up into P6 there as he's on an in lap by the looks of it. So everybody else making their way out of the pits now in the final couple of minutes. Wanting to be the last man, if possible. Have the chance of the most rubber down on track. Going to be Ollie, our debutant tonight, who's going to be the first one to begin his final run out of this bunch of cars. With his teammate behind, and he immediately has an invalidation, and also does his teammate. Who have we got there? Is that a Williams? Just starting his lap. And I think Dr. Steele, is getting past Ashton. He is on his final run, so we'll stay on with Dr. Steele. See if he can improve on his P4. A little wiggle there out of that corner. Seemed nice and tidy through there. Oh, a little bang on the wall. Hopefully didn't kill too much of his exit. As he makes the run now in the final DRS zone of the lap. Got an Aston Martin ahead, but that shouldn't cause any issues for him. Fight through the final chicane. See if he can improve on that P4, and he does improve on time from a 27.6 to a 27.5, but doesn't improve on position. I think that's the other Williams coming to the end. Oh, little wiggle off a huff then as we came on board. That would have cost him some time, so he's going to stay 28.4 anyway in P15. Glitch comes round, goes to a 27.2, so again he has an improvement on his time but not position. Let's go on board with Myth. Is he pushing, or does he know he's done it? His lights off. I think he's invalidated, so Myth won't be improving. So it's TTV Vide, could be the man to upset the Red Bulls as he makes it. Oh, he's also wiggling around the final corner and stays in third. And I think we've got, that is gonna be everybody. Now done. The two Red Bulls dominating the qualifying here in Singapore this week. Can they convert that into a 1-2 in the race? And Ollie the debut's not doing too bad for his first qualifying session as well. So bear with me, guys, in this moment. In a minute, we're going to have the usual carnage of retiring the first race. Everybody getting their crashing needs out of them. And then there'll be a little couple of minutes in the lobby where I reset the grid to that order. And then we'll get the actual race underway. So anyone in the chat, what's your predictions? Do you think the Red Bulls can convert their 1-2 qualifying into a 1-2 in the race? And if so, which way round? Do you think it will stay Myth glitched, or do you think glitched is going to bring the fight to his teammate for the win as the carnage begins? Everybody trying to take turn 1, 2 and 3 flat, and it's not quite possible, as you see at the rear of a kick fly up there. And Glitch giving us a donut or two quickly before he retires, as he likes to show off sometimes. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, come on, Glitch. Yeah, so we'll have Lorenz joining us in a second on the lobby reset. He'll obviously be starting behind Leon, with joining after him. If I'm correct, yeah, that will be the way round. That makes sense. Brain wasn't brain, and then been a long day. But yeah, we'll get back into the lobby, get this grid set, and then we can get the actual race underway. If the lobby, yep, thank you. Please don't be doing none of that. Yeah, so bear with me a minute while I quickly do the necessities. We check that this, yep. We turn those back on. And then we get rid of that. And then we get Lorenz. Bear with, he's just down here. I know where he is. I got this all sussed. Oh, I've gone past him actually. Okay, so now Lorenz doesn't want to show up because he normally is in this first page. Bear with me, guys. Why is he not showing up? Believe it or not, I did clear my friends list out, but I've got a lot of friends again. There he is. He's gone to the other page. Why has he gone to the other page? I haven't added anybody. Alright. He was on the first page earlier on. But we move back to this one. And then we can get this grid set. Beautiful. So, everybody get ready and up now, and then we can get down to racing. This PW has come in the chat saying my quali pace strikes again. Yeah, I must say I race similar, not as quick as you PW, but very similar quali. The 1 lap pace, I just don't seem to be able to do it normally, but the consistency and that over a race pace usually is stronger, and you definitely seem to race that way yourself, so I expect you to make some moves. So we just wait a couple of minutes now while everybody reapplies their setups, sorts their strategies out. It's obviously nice and dry to start. Be nice for a mixed condition. Man can wander. We can only hope for the visual spectacle it could bring, but it's dry nonetheless to begin with, which most of these drivers, if not all, will be pretty happy to see. PW Jones put money to crash out, Dr. Steele to crash out the leaders. Hopefully not. Hopefully, you know, it is a difficult turn. Well, turn 1, 2, and 3. That whole section. Turn one of the most difficult turn ones probably on the calendar with how tight it is and how quick you can go into it. So it is known and notorious for the odd bit of contact, and I can hear the countdown. So everybody right on the dot. And there we are, the 5 lights are now lit. A fair little hold of the lights, but we are now away. The 2 Red Bulls, both running different, V-Carb then, both running different liveries, but get away nice and cleanly. Glitch slots in behind his teammate through the first couple of corners. We have a Ratty and TTV Ride side by side coming through turn 3. Ratty seems to have got that position held. And Vide is now on the attack from Bosmos as we come down the straight. He's having to take a defensive line on the inside. Mercedes was looking for the move but couldn't get enough done. He's gone a little bit deep there into turn 6, I believe. But those guys now settling themselves down. We'll have a little look what's going on further behind. Ashton the Brick keeping his P10, PW there and P11. Everybody seems to have got away pretty well. Myth making gains on Glitched already, a second ahead as we come into the final sector of the first lap. I wonder if they'll play the team game or if their own championship, the Drivers' Championship, means more. Well, obviously it does, but do they play the team game on the track that is quite easy to do so with the nature of how tight it is? But Ratty keeping close knit to Glitch as the DRS is now activated on this lap, and Glitch has got himself back into it from his teammate, so I wonder if his teammate maybe backed off a little bit or whether he's pushed enough to gain back on him for the DRS as we're in the early stages of the race. Ratty's just falling out of that to Glitch now, so we'll keep on board with Glitch and see if he pulls himself to make an attack this lap or if he just sits behind his teammate for the time being. With there being 4 DRS zones, the DRS is so powerful around this track. They just naturally end up needing to overtake the car ahead, even if you were thinking and wanting to slot behind you. Like, obviously you can, but you want to be these two want to get away, they'll be better off slingshotting each other for this first stint at least, but we'll see what they do. We've got a close battle back here with PW Jones. He's only 2 to 3 tenths, just gone up to 3 tenths there behind Swifty, so he's got Swifty in his target. It's not going to be this time round, so we'll jump back to the leaders. Everybody keeping tight though for a very good start. Nice to see everybody get away cleanly. Nobody's needed to go in to change a wing or anything, so kudos to everybody that's driving. I take my hats off to you. Very rarely seen, as we've got Leon making moves, already up into 10th, just past Ashton there. Obviously had that moment where he's hit the wall in qualifying, so didn't get a time down, but Ashton's on the attack. Lovely helicopter shot here, but can't quite get alongside as they come into the corner there, so had to yield and slot back behind Leon, as we now come up to the bit where Leon retired the corner at that hairpin in the qualifying. The two kicks now together, so I wonder if they also start playing the team game here in this first stint. But glitched, just holding at the half-second mark to his teammate at the moment, and Ratty is closing down that gap himself now, as he did obviously a couple of laps ago fall out of a second, but he's pushed himself back in. Got looks to be 5 cars here now making a little gap and having their own little train going down to Bosmos before we have a break down to Dr. Steele out of DRS. Glitch just keeping close to his teammate at the moment. No need to fight and lose time. If he can pass him on the DRS straight, that would be ideal, but there's no point them losing time fighting in corners at the moment with how close the cars behind are still. These guys seem to just be in management mode at the minute. We got Leon making another move into 9th past Adam. DRS train here. Adam's pushing. Yeah, stuck out a little bit. Even Ashton's come out a little bit to have a little look, but locked up as he went into the chicane. And there's that side by side ahead. Bobo and Dr. Steele side by side into turn 1. Little bit of contact which upset the Ferrari. Oh, and we see a McLaren of, I think that was Marius, going sideways out of turn 3. Leon getting ready, he's getting close to that Ferrari, he's having a look, goes down the inside. Side by side still at the moment, yeah, they are still perfectly side by side. It's lovely racing from these two through that section. Not the easiest section to go side by side in. They come up to the next section of really tight corners across this bridge. You really don't want to be side by side with anyone, and it looks like Leon's yielded the position for now. Makes contact with Bobo. We've got a horrible camera. Cheers, game. That's better. As they're still in contact with each other, it looks to be the wheel lock going down that straight. None of them want to yield the position. Obviously, they're both racers, but luckily nothing malicious in it. Ooh, little bump. Just hard racing up to this point. And come on, camera. There we go. Camera was not the best camera there. Could have had a better one. As we go 3 wide into turn 1. And that is Adam who's been spun. That puts Adam now to the back of the grid. So it was 3 wide with Bobo and Leon. These guys fighting really hard at the moment as Bobo switches to the inside of Leon. Tries to make the move down the inside but can't get it done, and now has lost the position to both the kick. No, he's battling one of them. He's lost position to one of the kicks. Getting a little bit feisty amongst these guys in the mid-pack as we have a yellow flag at the back. It's Huff and Doe back. Yeah, the leaders at the moment, still no major change there. The two Red Bulls managing it well. Ratty's out of that DRS, and then Viders also broke out of the DRS of Ratty, and then we've got this immense fight going on at the moment in the mid-pack between the kicks and the Ferrari. We'll just keep an eye on the time of Glitch. If he looks like he's going to make a move at any point, we'll just stay with this little mid-pack battle going on. We've got Bobo and Swifty now going side by side in turn one. Swifty gets through on Bobo. That's now both the kicks through. Doesn't look like Bobo's carrying any damage from the contact that he had. It's just maybe overcooked those mediums now, as we're in lap 7 of this race. We'll have a little look at these two guys just starting to pull away at the front. Really good pace from these guys at the minute. As Lorenz is now making moves through on our debutant. Ollie E. Looks like he's got that move done and dusted, and now he's breaking away. We've got to try and close that gap to PW Jones ahead for any kind of DRS. Got the two kicks going at each other now. And Swifty getting through on Ashton. Ashton nearly running into the back of him there. This mid-pack has been like really close, like they've been at it for a few laps now. You see some gaps starting to form further ahead, but big train going on here right back to Jack. So from Swifty to Jack, got a few cars in a train. Leon was started in P16, now up to P8, so halfway there. If he's going to be looking to come in with another win following his win last week. But these two Red Bulls are just pulling away, so it's a big ask for him at this point. So let's have a little... No, didn't want to press that one. I'm going to take that UI off. Sorry about that. Let's take that UI off. Nobody wants to see that. We've got Bobo getting closer to the kick again. Looking like he might make an attack down one of these DRS straights to see if Swifty keeps his teammate in the DRS. Settled down a little bit between these guys. Got Leon making a move on Dr. Steele now. Around the outside. Has to take it wide. Gets through on the inside of the next corner. So that was that battle quickly over and done with. Dr. Steele behind him. Now he's got 4 seconds to Marius ahead, who's starting to fight TTP Vide. So we'll just have a little look at what's going on with these guys. Vide at the moment doesn't have any DRS assistance, so Marius is favourable to get the pass down here, and he is going to down the inside into the chicane. Lovely move there from Marius. Quite a nice. That camera wasn't too bad for it. You know, why couldn't it give us that camera before when they were side by side? But lovely move from Marius. Nonetheless, gets that done and can get his sights set on Bosmos now, as this would be the point where the hards that he is on would start favouring over the mediums, as we've got the exchange of positions down there into T1, PW Jones, Bobo and Ashton all fighting each other, and Vicarver Lorenz just holding behind at the moment, watching it all unfold. Four-way battle going on here, this is great. This is Lorenz and Ashton side by side now. Lorenz getting through on Ashton, yep. Ashton has to slot in behind for the time being. He's looking out whether he can make a move, but just can't get up alongside to commit himself to the corner, so has to yield back behind Lorenz at this point. Ooh, and Lorenz not had the greatest entry into that hairpin there, which I think almost caught Ashton off. The glitch is still just holding that around that 6th, 7th, 10th mark to his teammate ahead. Lorenz makes his dive into the pits and wants to get rid of these mediums, and Ollie also follows suit, so the medium runners now starting to look at making their stops. As I said, Marius on those hards, he has got back up to the back of Bosmos now running the medium, so you can just see how much more grip he has on these hards. Just that little sort of quieter phase stage moment in the race now, as management comes in and people start making their pit stops. Ooh, little judder there. Oh, what is going on? Don't tell me my game's just crashed. Everybody's getting that right, because that never normally happens. I have never had that before. What is that? Lorenz has left. I think the lobby's just gone. Oh, come on. Don't do this. It has. Oh, my days. Bear with me.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, we've just had to do a reboot. Bear with me. Hopefully, we get this little technical bit issue rectified quickly. Right, guys. Apologies due to the game booting me off. I'm not going to be able to get back in as it stands. So, yeah, I'm going to have to end it there, and we'll have to have a little talk within the team on making sure this doesn't happen again. So, apologies for that, and I shall be hopefully back next week properly with it working.